Okay, we're ready to start papering. I have decided that I am going to start in this top corner. This might be quite difficult actually, because what I didn't realise was that I am all out of every glue except Fabri-Tac, so Fabri-Tac it is. So I'm going to start with this corner and I'm going to start with this sheet of paper here. So I want to fill the whole box with this sheet of paper. So I am going to start by cutting for the top corner. And then let's put that down there. And that's not in the least bit straight, but this is how we roll. Right. To cut that along like that. Line that up there. Almost to there. Give that a try. Fabulous, fabulous. Now let's maybe do it that way, and then we can cut the top bit off. And like I said before, I am going to go one box at a time, because that is how I roll. Give that a go. It's a bit long. Ever so slightly too long. Line that in there. Interesting. It appeared to cut at an angle, but it was on a straight line. Okay, that's good. That's my top piece. In there. Then we need a back piece. Should be the same width. And then, so I'll try and line it up roughly. And then cutting around it very roughly, just so that I have an idea where I need to trim it to. Not too bad width-wise, not too bad at all. Take a small amount off the bottom. Appears to be an angle. An angle, maybe slightly. Try that. Okay. Just trying to get the first video sorted. I've never uploaded a video file that long before, so I have a feeling that it might take quite some time. So where are we at with that? Maybe still there, but it's slightly too long on both ends. Just slightly though. And obviously it doesn't matter if I get a little bit of a gap around, because I have done all that black painting to give me an edge, so we are okay with that. I reckon that should be about perfect. No, it's still too wide. So it must be wider at the top than it is on the inside. Now I've got the fun part of trying to get it out. Okay. Quite a bit too wide. The only problem with making the shelves yourself is that then don't always end up being entirely equal. As in, this bit here might be a bit more squashed than this bit, or vice versa. So that's, when it comes to papering it, can make it a bit more difficult. Does that now? That fits really nicely in there. Maybe ever so slight bit off the top and bottom. So that's my top bit. Fine. Ever so slight bit off the top or bottom. Can't get it out. Well, this is fun. Stuck. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. Got it. So, quite a bit off. Just go there. That's better. Okay. Then I need a bottom shelf. Again, the width should be about right. So it should be more or less exactly the same as this top bit that we made. So we are just going to cut more or less around the top bit that we made. We'll make it ever so slightly bigger, because we'd rather have it slightly too big than too small, because we can cut it down, but we can't make it the wrong way. And where are we at with that? And that is not too bad at all. I have a bit of a bit that needs sanding right in here. Bit of loose board, paper mache that hasn't kind of stuck down. Right, okay, so quite good with that, and we want a bit off the end. Cutting this at an angle because it did appear to need cutting at an angle. Give that a try. The other thing is, once you stick these in, depending on which order you stick them in, you might have slightly different sized pieces of paper. Right, fabulous. 3 pieces, and we now need 2 side pieces. We want to keep cutting in the same direction for the side pieces. So we're going to have I think to about there. Again, I'd rather cut it slightly too big than too small. And that is rather a bit too big. Trim that bit off. Just a bit on the big side, or are we okay now? A little bit on the big side still. And that is fabulous, and now we just need to cut off the edge this side. Let's go with about there. I hope I could cut in a straight line, hey? Even with a ruler. Still can't cut in a straight line. I've done there. Not bad. Oh yeah. Back in there. Oh, we're still slightly long on that piece actually. Still slightly long. This whole papering thing, if you're going to do each box individually like I am, can be extremely time consuming. Fab, so that's that one. So that's where we're at with that, and then we need one for the other side, which should more or less match this one. I'm going to do the same as we did before. Going to more or less cut around it, making it a little bit bigger so that we can make it smaller if we need to. Like that. And like that. Yeah, a bit long, as we expected. Try and cut that quite straight there. That's a brilliant fit there. And then a little bit off that side. Let's go with this. More. Okay, so we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, and next what we're going to do, I'm running out of spaces, is get some distress ink is what we're going to do next, and I am going to go with Vintage Photo. And where is my Vintage Photo dubby thing? There it is. I've recently actually just purchased a few more distress inks. I did only have like 5 or 6. I've now got maybe 10. They're quite nice to have. I know most people have lots of them, but as you may or may not know, depending on how new you are to my channel, I did only start crafting in January this year, so I'm building up my stash slowly but surely. So as I said, I've run out of tacky glue, and as I said earlier, I'm out of Mod Podge, so I'm going to have to stick these in for now with Fabri-Tac and see how I go, and if it becomes a problem, then I might have to do a trip to the shop and see what I can get. Okay, I had to turn off just now because my kitty Winkies came in from swimming. Lovely time had by all. So when I switched off, we were doing the paper for this one here. Whilst being off, I have actually done a few bits to that. So we've got the top piece, the side pieces, and the bottom piece. And what I've done to this is I've just punched some holes, 8 holes in there with my crocodile. And I've put some eyelets in there, and then I've just laced it up with string, so ribbon. So that's the back. I've just glued those bits down, so that will go in the hole. The other thing that I've done whilst I have been off camera is I started the paper for this bottom hole, and I have this piece and top and the sides and the bottom. So what I'm going to do now, I think, is just start sticking some of them in, and as I said, I've run out of all glue except Fabri-Tac, so we're going to give it a go and see what happens. Not tried to do this with Fabri-Tac before, so let's see how we get on. I mean, it will hold, it's just whether or not it's stringy, and you can see lots of it around. Press that into place, and I did actually also go round the edges of the I went round the edges of this. I can't remember if you saw me doing that or not, but I did go round that with Vintage Photo as well. So that's that side. It's looking okay. Try the other side. Don't like leaving this glue stood upright for too long because it all runs back down the inside and then we can't get any out. Sorry, I know you can't see what I'm doing now, but I'm just slotting, trying to slot the bottom piece into place. Just trying to get quite a decent fit and let some of the glue off from along the front. It's a bit, got my little pokey stick thing. Get into the corners and wipe some of that. I've got a bit of glue on the front there that I don't want on the front there. Just going to rub that off. Like so. Okay. On my top piece. And I've just started the first process video loading. Hope that somebody watches it. Hope that somebody's interested. I mean, I've had a lot of comments on my original altered letter that I did in this way, so hoping that somebody might watch it and find it useful or helpful or all of the above. So that's that one in there. What I didn't do was bits of glue that I rubbed off, I didn't knock them back out again. Okay, trying to push this down as I go along because I don't really want it lifting up around the edges. I mean, what I may do is purchase some Mod Podge before this is finished and then go over it with that, but for now this is all I have to do because this is all I have. So I like that, that's looking good. Right, now the back of this. I'm not entirely sure how well this is going to stick down because obviously it's got the ribbon sticking up, but we will do what we can. And of course I've left this standing up for too long now. Wait for it to oops, come down a bit. I wouldn't think that this is a bottle, half full bottle really. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let's just try and get some around the edge. We don't want it too close to the edge because we don't want it all coming out the sides. We do want it down enough so that it sticks. Okay. Gluey sticky mess. Okay, let's give this a go. Actually, let's put that down a minute. Let's put the lid on that and turn it back upside down. So when we next need to use it, it will be ready. Okay. Now we've got to try and get this in without getting glue all over everything else. No, not bad at all. Okay. Push this down. And special attention to the middle of the eyelid. So put some glue in the middle. There we go. I like it. I like it. Let's stick that down around the edges. So, there we go. That's our first box done. What do you think? Do you like it? This is a bit brighter than the greeny blue in the paper, but that's the best matching ribbon that I had. But, you know, we're going to stick some more things in there and what have you, so that's fine. So now let's go with this one, because I have started the paper for this one. I've done one piece for this here just to go the whole way around, but I have a feeling that might be ever so slightly too long. Let's give it a go and find out. I have actually ordered some more Aleene's tacky glue, which is what I'd usually use for adhering paper, but it's an online shop and I don't know how long it will take to come. Our postal service in the UK is not what it used to be. Not to mention the fact that the price has gone up tremendously, as I know it has in the US as well. People have told me. So I'm going to slide that up as far as I can into the corner and stick it in. And then, oh, that's quite a good fit. Fabulous, fabulous. Squidge that on a bit. Ah, you know what I didn't do? Didn't edge this piece of paper with anything. Ah, silly me. Right, let's get something and get the weathered wood, because we liked that, and do the outside edge at least. You won't necessarily even be able to see the inside edge, so at the time we'll put some things in there, but I did want to try and do it if I could. Silly me. Down a bit better, have a bit of that in there. Right, so before we go on, just ink all the edges of these up before we forget. And this is weathered wood that I'm using. I have a couple of similar colours that match this paper line, but this is the one that I picked out earlier that I quite liked. So my first process video is taking absolutely forever to load. It's on 48% and still says it has 145 minutes remaining, which seems like an awfully long time, but you know, it takes as long as it takes. Okay, let's do this side. This is just, don't know if I said this already, it's just an old makeup sponge. Sorry, not an old makeup sponge, a new makeup sponge, but I bought them for the purpose of my distress inks. Specifically bought for that purpose. Need to get some more actually, because what I found I'm doing lately is cutting the corners off so that I can use more colours as I've bought more colours. Okay, top one. It's quite blue already. I like this paper because it's got the sort of the bluey green in it, and it's also got the brown, which is nice. Top one, and here we go with the bottom one. I actually really like that laced up effect that I've done in there. I might have to do that on another piece. Don't know which one yet, but I like it. I think we need to do first is do the top first. Now, which way round did it go? This way. This way. Some glue on the edges again. Not the end of the world. There we go. Looking pretty good. That's quite a good fit as well. Fabulous, fabulous. Wipe the glue off from along there again, like we did before. And just roll it and it sort of peels off a bit like PVA, I suppose. There we go. Other side. Now the bit I've cut for the central bit here is a really tight fit, which is why I'm gluing all the sides on first, because if I need to, I might have to cut that one back down again. Okay. Get that pushed up in there a bit. Into there. Fabulous. Well, I think it's fabulous. It's my opinion. Of course, I'm making it, so I would. There we go. That one's not. There we go. Popped up a bit. That one. Sliding it back down a little bit. Right, bottom. Okay. Standing that up just to try and press it in a bit. A little gap at the side. The little gap is okay, which is why we painted around all the edges to start with. Now, what I need to do now is check whether or not this is still going to fit around the paper that's in it. Yes, it is. That is going to be a fabulous fit. So much so that here we go again, same as earlier. I can't get it out. Come on, up you pop. Up you pop. So I've seen so many people do this with paper. Cut it so well that they get it to a perfect fit that they then can't get back out again. I've just creased that. I'm just hoping I haven't creased it too badly. No, it's okay. Right. Now the trick is going to be getting it in without getting glue everywhere else. Okay. Okay. I like it. Fab. Hope that just sticks down okay. What do you think? What do we think? Do we like? I like it. I like it a lot. Right, so now, which sheet of paper, other sheet of paper do we want to use? We have, I think, this is cool. I don't know if I want the corrugated cardboard side or if I want the, I quite like the flowery side. So I think maybe in that one there. That big one over there. So this will be fun. Obviously, because I've made these stupidly complicated shapes, I've got to try and work out how to cut them out. Is that wide enough? A little bit more. Now, the question is, how do we work this out? 1.5 inches plus 2. So I want to go to there. Okay. Down to an angle to there. I have no idea if this is going to work, people, but we're going to give it a try. This is where it all goes really wrong, isn't it? And I ruined my piece of paper that I've just cut off. Hey, you know. Hey, that wasn't bad at all. Not bad at all. Right. Let's take some off the bottom. Okay. Not much, just a little bit. You know, this would be so much easier if I could actually measure anything. But whenever I try and measure anything, it comes out totally wrong. I'd rather have it ever so slightly too small if I need to, because we did all the black paint around the edges, so it's not the end of the world if it's ever so slightly too small. But I'd rather have it ever so slightly too small on all sides than like one side or another. Okay, take it up a bit. This angular bit needs to come up. Okay, not sure what happened there. I just had the camera turn itself off. We're a little short on battery, that's probably why. Okay. Right, well, all I'm going to do is some more papering, and some more inking of edges. So, I mean, I don't necessarily think that you need to see me do that anyway. So, if I'm not here, I will come back once I've got all the compartments papered. What I may do is, whichever one else I decide to do this to again, I'll try and film me doing that so that you can see how I've done it and what I've done. So, this is where we're at. This one's done, this one's done. And we have this piece for here and this piece for this side. So that is where we're at. Loving this paper. And I will guess I will catch up with you soon once I've charged my camera battery.